Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. It's been a little while. The expansion hub has finally landed and escaped from Tarkov, and this video is going to go over everything you need to know as quickly as possible. I have a companion news short going live later today hitting on the top level highlights, but there was more in-depth info I wanted to help spread that didn't fit into the short form doom scrolling format, so I said screw it, here's an excuse to make a long form video again. And real quick, I'm easing back into making content. Some things that have happened in life recently have made me realize that I just need to do shit I love and stop making excuses, but I don't want to bore folks just trying to hear about the expansion hub, so if you're interested in the potential future of this channel, I might have a video with more info coming soon. Let's jump into it. The Expansion Hub is a new addition to the game's menu where you can buy all the same stuff we've always been able to, just directly in-game with a much more user-friendly UI than you would have previously had to deal with on the Tarkov website. If you're out of the loop, you're probably thinking, oh boy, we have a microtransaction shop in Tarkov now, and fair enough. But it's really not as bad as it might sound. You buy a majority of the items in the store with a new currency called TarCoins, with the exception of game edition upgrades and the PvE mode unlock. These have retained their normal IRL money costs. I think a lot of us were hoping you'd be able to zero to hero a standard account up to an unheard account, but I get that is kind of detrimental to the bottom line, so it's understandable that these things still cost hard money. TarCoins are purchased with a base scale of $1 for 100 TarCoins, with some exceptions such as promotional bundles or when buying larger amounts where you get more for quote-unquote free. This is all pretty standard across gaming at this point for anything with an in-game shop, so be sure to double check what's available for sale before buying anything in case you can get more bang for your buck. What makes all of this interesting though is that TarCoins are a part of the valuables loot pool in-game and in specific containers. Right now, I believe those containers are still just the cash registers in the tar bank on streets, but you should be able to find them wherever you can find valuable spawns, such as mark rooms. I'm sure more info on good spots to farm these will trickle out over time. TarCoins were added a couple weeks ago, but things are always changing, so who knows there. This means you can technically farm out things in the shop again for quote-unquote free with enough time farming TarCoins in raid. Now, speaking of TarCoins coming out a few weeks ago, if you had TarCoins before the update, the following behaviors are expected. TarCoins can no longer be listed on the flea, and any listing should have been taken down. I've heard there were some issues with this though, but I think they're all cleaned up at this point. TarCoins that you had in your stash should now be converted into a currency counter in the Expansion Hub UI located at the top of the screen. And lastly, going forward, TarCoins will be converted and added to this balance automatically when you exfil from a raid successfully rather than taking up stash space. TarCoins can also only be found in raid in the PvP mode for obvious reasons. I know this kind of sucks for PvE only folks, but you know, that would just create problems and rampant RMT. So I think it's a necessary evil. I'm sorry guys. Now let's actually take a look at the Expansion Hub. You can access it in three ways. Firstly, this new button in the bottom left of the main menu where your balance should also be displayed. Mousing over it makes this great sound effect that I just spam to myself sometimes. Secondly, via this new button in the bottom right of the bottom bar menu. And lastly, via this new stash upgrade button in the gear tab, which I assume goes away if you're capped on stash space. Did someone confirm that in the comments? Once inside, we first have the hot tab. This seemingly is just highlighted items and potentially things on sale. A sort of call to action tab to try and hook people in when they first open it. Nothing too crazy. Moving on, we have the additions tab. Like I mentioned earlier, these can only be purchased with raw IRL cash. I'm posting a crude image over this window from the old store because of course I already have all the additions and I don't have a spare standard account handy to show it off. But again, since you can't buy these with TarCoins, it shouldn't matter too much. How many times I'm going to say TarCoins in this video? I should probably put up a counter. Next, we have apparel, where a bulk of the actual items are. This is where you can buy PMC clothes via themed bundles with discounts, full outfits, and now you can buy tops and bottoms separately from each other, which is a new feature of the store that has gone into effect with the release of the hub here. There are currently no new clothes at the time of the Expansion Hub launching, but something worth noting is that more marketing tactics are at play here, where buying tops and bottoms separately is technically more expensive than the full outfits. Here you can see the day off top is $900 and the bottoms are $700 for a total of $1,600, but buying the full outfit outright is only $1,360. Just keep that in mind. Clicking into an outfit or a piece of an outfit lets you view different angles of the item before you buy it and shows off any potential bundles the item is linked to where you may be able to get it cheaper, which is all pretty nice and transparent. I know a lot of us aren't big fans of microtransactions, but at least we have stuff like this to make it easier to save some money when our lesser instincts take over. Next, we have stash upgrades. Shortly before the launch of the hub, they added even more stash space to buy, so you can grab that here in the typical increments of 2 lines for 300 coins, or now in lump sums for slightly cheaper. This addition has raised the cap of purchasable stash lines from 56 to 80, so 24 more lines. For most folks with Unheard, this means that you can get your stash up to 152 lines, which is massive. And for those that got the 2 lines from that event a while back, 154. I'm sure someone might correct me if I'm wrong there, but I think that's right. Power creep is real, folks, but I'm guilty of buying some, so who am I to talk? Moving on, we have special offers. This one's pretty self-explanatory. Right now, it just has a jumbo bundle of pretty much everything on the store, but I assume there will be more and more things added to the hub now that it's actually released, and this section will just get more special bundles or limited time sale offers. I think the line between what will be here and what will be in the hot tab is a little thin, but more often than not, that is the point. Make it seem like there's more to buy, more options, more sales, yada yada. We'll see here. It gets people click and buy more often, even though there's not really anything special. But second to last is voice line packs. Currently, there is only the Nikita voice lines that many of us got back around Christmas 2025 from Twitch drops. But if you missed it, you can get it here for 12 bucks. There will be, of course, more of these coming soon. We recently saw some data mining of a whole bunch of voice lines, seemingly from the creator Captain Crunch. I'm not too familiar with him, but I think it would be pretty cool to have more things like that from the community. Imagine like a Pestily voice pack. That sounds like a logistical and quality nightmare from PSG's perspective, but I don't care. Let's make it happen. Then finally is the PvE upgrade. Like the additions upgrades, you sadly cannot buy this with TarCoins. You can only buy it with IRL money, and it is 30 bucks if you don't have it. Some final points to touch on. For streamers and creators, be very careful interacting with the expansion hub and live environments. You may have messed with this already or seen it on Twitter or something, but when you click on buy for anything, it will open a Zola window with your personal information on it. Credit card info, address, etc. can pop up. And obviously you don't want that going out to your stream, so be super careful. Secondly, there's a lot of chatter about prices of TarCoins and expansion hub items being cheaper on Steam based on your region. Axel was talking about this on Twitter. I can't confirm firsthand, but I have to imagine these are either mistakes or conversion issues, whatever, but something to look into if you're looking to save a buck. He also called out buying TarCoins with Steam balance, which you can of course obtain from selling other items such as CS skins, so there's that to keep in mind. That about does it. Not too long of a video, but like I said at the beginning, a bit too meaty to fit into a 50-second short or TikTok. If all you cared about was the expansion hub info, thank you so much for watching. I'm sure this is going to be a controversial update and feature both now and going forward, so let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. I am going to try to make more content on a more regular cadence now and plan to have that video going over that and my plans and my dreams. So if you're interested in more player interviews, the return of Milkman, highlights, or just staying up to date with Tarkov news, drop a like, follow, and or subscribe. It means so much to me. Again, thank you so much for watching. I love you. Peace.